Hello, everyone. Blue Engine 99 back again with the next episode of Thomas T and Rank, and it's on season 2, which I would actually say might be my favourite season of the whole series, to be honest. I love season 2 so much, and it's a good thing that I'm doing the ranking episode because I actually rewatched all of season 2 a few days ago. So, oh, wait, oh, sorry, ignore that. Laptop being a bit of a pain today, so I'll just do this for now. So, you know the drill. Same old episodes, all that. Let's just get into it. So the first episode, where is it? Where's Thomas Percy in the coat? It's there. I'm putting this. I'm just gonna put this in good. I do like the episode, but it. I feel like they just made this the first episode because they had to, because it's a Thomas episode. They were introducing the Thomas and Percy duo, but I just feel like it just didn't fit in. Like it should have happened later on in season 2. Like Percy was already on the branch line, like doing what he does, when clearly he had his own little arc to get there first. And I feel like it would have worked if this and Drip Tank was a two-parter. So Thomas and Percy had a two-parter to kick off the season, but it's good. I don't hate it though. So next episode is cows. I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna put this in don't care for. I. It's just one I don't really care for. I only watch it when I watch season 2. Really, it's just one I don't really visit that much. I've just haven't got much to say about it. Same for Bertie's Chase. And I'm saying we're already starting off well because I said season 2 is one of my favorites. Again, I only watch it when I watch season 2. It's just an episode I don't really finish. Rarely watch. So yeah, not much to say. But I do appreciate that it beefed up Bertie a little bit. Like it was nice to have a Bertie centric story. Say from Scrap, I'm gonna put this in great. Like we got our first mention of Scrap, we got introduced to Trevor, and I loved Edward in this role. Like he saved Trevor and all that. Like really, really great story. I love it, and of course it's Trevor as well. I do like Trevor a lot. Like one of my favorite non-rail vehicles, without a doubt. But Old Iron, it's going in favorite, and I've just realized I made an error. Hang on. Favorites. Old Iron. This is just an amazing episode. Like the runaway, like Edward chasing James down, really intense, really exciting. David Mitten did amazing with the camera work, like, and it's one of the reasons why I love Edward so much, because no matter what anyone says, like if they talk smack about him and they get into trouble, Edward will not hesitate to rescue them, even if that puts him into need of total overhaul. Edward's just like one of the biggest chads on Sodor, and Old Iron is definitely one of his best, like one of Edward's two best episodes. The other one is definitely on this list. But yep, I love Old Iron so much. In my top 20 for favourite episodes, as you know, wasn't there. Maybe top 10, but when it comes to top 5 episodes from season 2, oh, you can guarantee this one's definitely solid in the top 5. Anyways, Thomas and Trevor next. It's between Dud and Don't Care For. Like, I don't know. I feel like they wrote this one because they had to, because of the Thomas one. And I'm going to put it with good. Like, it's nice to see that they didn't just introduce Trevor and just sodded him afterwards like they did with Bertie and Terence in season 1. It's nice they gave him another episode, and nice to give him another interaction, like, with Thomas. And with Thomas in this season, like, of course he's going to have, like, me or the faces be like, huh? So it's appropriate that he just saw someone completely different and been like, what on earth are you? So, yep, I do like, I think Thomas and Trevor's actually really good. Percy and the Signal next. I'm gonna have to. It's again good or don't care for. Like I said, I only really watch it when I see season 2. You know what? I'm gonna put in good. Like there's some funny moments like this, and I like how basically Percy fell for the backing signals thing. Again, I don't really, I only really watch it when I watch season two, so it could go and don't care. But for what it is, I think it's really, really good. Now, Duck Takes Charge, the one that introduces one of my absolute all-time favorite characters ever. I'm gonna put this in great. I'm. It's funny, like Duck is definitely the reason why Percy started having his arc to stand up for himself, and it's definitely fun. Like he was able to stand up for the big engines as well. Like everything with Duck in this is brilliant. Like setting up that Percy's having issues, like dealing with himself. The big engines of just like bossing him around, and then this new engine comes in and tells him that he has to stand up for himself and helps him to stand up and shows you mess with me, this is what you get. I'm not tolerating this behavior. I love Duck so much. I think from if you follow me on Twitter, you probably would know that. Anyways, next episode, Percy and Harold. I'm gonna put this in good. It's basically just Thomas and Bertie dynamic again, but with an engine and a non-rail vehicle. But it helped Percy with his arc standing up for people. Like Duck helped him to stand up, and now Percy is standing up towards Harold and proves himself his worth in a very fun way, like just racing him across the branch line and showing that he won. So, and also the song was pretty good as well. So, yeah, I'm gonna put this in good. The Runaway is next. Where am I gonna put you? Probably just gonna have to put this in Don't Care For because I like that we saw more of Duck, obviously, but and I don't know, it was just slow, just a slow story, and definitely one I just don't really visit at all. So yeah, not much to say. Just a slow one. Got an exciting story. Got to see Harold and Duck again. Terrence was in it. Nice shots as well, but just not much to it. Percy Takes the Plunge. Again, I only okay. When I'm doing this, I'm only realizing a lot of these I only watch in season two, but I'm gonna put this in good. Um, I like it, like definitely, but it feels rather out of place in season two, in my opinion. Like Percy, and they mentioned the offense of Percy's promise, and that episode hadn't been adapted, so I really feel like it didn't work at all. I personally feel like they should have tried at least adapt Percy's promise in season two and found a way to make him work for the water. But have at the end of like Woolly Bear and start off the friendship between Thomas and Percy. I feel like that would have worked much better personally. And then maybe have Percy takes the plunge in season three. I think that it just feels so randomly out of place in season two. That's all I've got to say. Like, I think I would have preferred Gordon Goes Foreign or something like that. Like this one just feels so out of place. But anyways, I feel like we're going to get into better episodes now because Pop Goes the Diesel is another favourite of mine. I love the introduction between Diesel. I love Duck in this. Like we see more of Duck in now. Obviously, it's a very heavy plot because we're getting introduced to new modern engines now, and Diesel basically says he's the future, and he's obviously being big-headed, and Duck's just like, well, I'm going to put you into place. And of course, we had the song, like, a very catchy song as well. Like, I could listen to that for so long. I would be tempted to do a video where it just plays the song for over an hour. Like, that would be so much fun to do. So definitely one of my favourites. And of course, Where's Dirty Work? There it is. I'm going to have to put this in favourites as well. Another great story. Quite a sad one. Like, obviously, we now know that what Duck did to Diesel really ruined his first chance. So Diesel's now swooping low to get his revenge on Duck. And obviously, what's amazing about that episode is like the villain run. Like, he did the wrong thing, but he actually won. Sorry, I say that weird sometimes. Like, but and Duck's sent away in disgrace, and he's just left. It's really sad at the end. Like you feel awful for Duck, but a close shave follows this, and without a doubt, my favourite episode in season 2. No hesitation at all. I have always loved The Close Shave from day one. Like, all the time, it's an episode I easily remember from my childhood. When you think childhood episodes that you watch, A Close Shave is one that just pops into my head. One of the top 5, top 3 perhaps, best episodes of the entire franchise. I adore A Close Shave so much. The runaway, Duck's redemption arc, and showing that he isn't a bad engine, and he comes home quite a hero. And of course, the barber just like, you damaged my wall. You could have been hurt. Oh God. I'm sorry. Like, you just realizing, like, he was being an absolute. He was just like, he realized his error of the way. So I love A Close Shave so much. Definitely the best of season 2, without a doubt. I love this one so much. Better late than ever. Where am I going to put you? I'm gonna have to put this in Don't Care For as well. Nothing much happens. It's just, I think Unlucky Tug basically summed this one up when he did this season 2 retrospective video. Like, it was just put in just so Thomas could have another spotlight episode. That's it. I love the music at the start. Like, the Viaduct theme is one of my absolute favorites. But yeah, not much to it. Not much at all. Break fan, I'm putting this in favorites. I've been vibing with this episode quite a bit lately, and I absolutely love it. Like, obviously, Donald and Douglas's arc was cut short with the missing coach. Well, I learned that the episode was meant to be called Hello Twins, but I'm just calling it the missing coach because it was more adapting that side of the episode. But you definitely really feel for Donald and Douglas. Like, they're both at risk. They have their issues, and then they both have face the same issues. Like, Donald caused an accident that upset the Fat Controller's arrangements because he was going to send Douglas back, and now Donald just messed that up for him. And then Douglas destroys the brake van, and then the Fat Controller really admires what he does and wants to be fair to him. And we're really left at the end of the episode, like, in suspense of what the Fat Controller is going to do. Like, I know Break Fan has got a lot of its fans and people call it their favourite episode. I think I'm starting to see why they call it, and just been watching this more a lot. I absolutely love it. Deputation is definitely up there as well. Like, in this one, you absolutely feel sympathetic for the Scots. Like, they don't want to be sent away, and if they do, you know what's going to happen to them. Like, it's so sad for them. But the fact that the engines are stepping up to, like, save them, and they actually do it, like, with the deputation. Like, it was funny that they were messing up the saying of deputation, like calling it depistation, desperation, all that. Like, excuse me, like, really really funny. And then the long silence bit, like, really funny. And then at the start, like, the shots of Donald and Douglas just working through the snow is like one of my favorite moments, where it's just the music and the model work just doing its own thing. Beautiful. Donald and Douglas look really nice in snow. But the ending has my win. It's one of my, I'm going to be honest, it might be my favorite ending to an episode ever. Like, Donald and Douglas, like, we know that they were both at risk of one of them being sent away, and then both possibly. But the Fat Controller all this time had went away just to purchase both of them. And the ending bit when the engines are whistling and cheering, and then Ringo just says the twins are here to stay, that means they're both Northwestern engines. And the engines was whistling happily and whooshing steam as the camera zooms out and the end credits start to play. It actually gets me as an adult. I think one time on my latest rewatch, it nearly brought a tear to my eye. I love this episode so much. Like, it might, I don't think it would really make the top 5 for season 2. Actually, it might make the top 5 for season 2 episodes. It might not, because I don't know, because Thomas Comes to Breakfast is another favorite episode of mine from season 2. Like, definitely one of my favorite Thomas centric stories. Like, really funny. Just like, I find it funny, like, the station master's wife doesn't care the fact that her house got damaged and her family could have been seriously injured, and she only cares about her breakfast. She must have made a full English. It's a pretty big deal. But even though it's really funny, as much as I love Thomas Comes to Breakfast, I do agree with the issue. Like, it wasn't his fault. Like, in my head, kind of like it wasn't Thomas's fault. Like, he somehow woke up moving and he crashed into the house. An investigation was done. Like, the careless cleaner was responsible. That's in my head canon for Thomas Comes to Breakfast. But Wilbur Awdry wrote it the way he did, just to send a message out for children, like, if you be careless and do something that you shouldn't, then you're gonna really have a bad issue. So I can see why he wrote it like that, just to send the message out to the children. But of course, it wasn't really Thomas's fault that he crashed into the station master's house. But other than that, I love Thomas Comes to Breakfast, and also Look What You've Done to Our Breakfast with the intro remix is quite a jazz. So, with Thomas being absent, of course, we entered our next three-parter, Daisy. And I'm going to have to put this in Don't Care For. I love the introduction of Daisy, but it was just basically introducing herself. I'm going to be honest with you. As much as I like Daisy, her introduction and arc in season 2 was just so half-baked. Like, wow. We were introduced to her, we realised the Everrays. Like, it worked better in the Railway series book because we got to see her more in Bullseye and was like being a bit more humbled by her life event. So when it comes to Percy's predicament here, which I'm going to get into, you obviously know, like, that she only just worked well after Toby's accident despite leaving the milk and not doing the actual jobs properly. And Percy's predicament, I'm gonna have to, okay, Don't Care For as well. Okay, I said season 2 is one of my absolute favourites. I'm thinking now, is it because a lot of the episodes are appearing quite a lot on the Don't Care For? That's weird. So it's battling between favourites and Don't Care For. But yeah, Percy's predicament, it happened. Like, Percy just run. I don't know. I just feel like there wasn't a good climb ending to this episode, other than Percy having this accident to just make Daisy have a redemption arc, and then just Thomas comes home. That's about it, I feel. And again, Percy losing his control out the trucks just wasn't really his fault, but I don't know. It's just an episode I'd never really jived out with. The Diesel, another favourite of mine. It introduces Bill Ben and the ever popular Boko. It's just so much fun. One of my favourite episodes to Crow. Bill and Ben were going back and forth between Boko, making the funny faces. So much fun. It's just one of the most funny episodes. One of my favourite episodes that introduces new characters. I am looking forward to doing a remake of this episode. It's been one I have been dying to make for so long, and I'm hoping this year will be the year I do a remake of this. I don't know if I'll do the Railway series version or the TV series version, though. I'm still deciding on that one, but whatever I decide, I'll just be happy to have finally done the remake on the Diesel. I love Bill and Ben in this. This is definitely one of my favourite episodes of them, and I love Boko. Like, Boko's definitely one of my favourite Diesels. I love how it's shown that he could be one of those typical Diesels, but no, you can definitely tell by his faces, like, he's one of the nicest. I can't help but feel like how friendly Boko's faces are was that the intention to show he's one of the nicest Diesels ever. I think people ought to make. I think now I'm thinking about it. I would like to do a top 10, no, top 5 nicest Diesels ever in Thomas, and Boko would definitely be on the list. But anyways, Wrong Road. I'm gonna put this in great. Like, not much to say. Like, but it's just a great episode. Like, just a mishap just happening and just all sorts of chaos. It's a very chaotic episode and really shows that sometimes things don't run smoothly on the railway. The only thing I have a little issue with is, like, it mentions the events from Buzz Buzz. Like, Gordon said it in the Railway series version because after the Diesel came Buzz Buzz, and Boko ended up taking the express for James, and that was why Gordon said it's in a wrong road, letting branch line diesels pull mainline trains. In here, it just feels rather out of place, but other than that, it's a good episode. And of course, we've got to see Gordon be with Bill and Ben, and them just saying like, we'll just take Gordon to the scene. He's like, no, I am Gordon, stop, and then Boko coming in, and it's funny how Gordon befriended Boko because Bill and Ben he saved him from Bill and Ben. Just a very funny way to befriend someone. Next up is Edward's exploit. Edward's also best episode, which shows it's in the favourites. Who doesn't love this episode? And I think I've said, though some people have said the original book did it better, which I agree, but you can't go wrong. Like, they did translate it very well into TV as well. Like, Edward's, like, the only true Edward episode, in my opinion. Like, he takes the spotlight and we see Edward as Edward. I mean, yeah, a shed for Edward was Edward being Edward, but it didn't help that he was written off off the Steam Team at the end of that episode. But nope, Edward in this just like not. There's loads of videos that can just sum up Edward's exploit perfectly, and it obviously does. And you know what? I will say this. It does go well because Edward at the start was shown as worn and worn out. He got repaired, but Engine still looked down upon him. Edward's exploit ended his arc in Season 2 brilliantly. His exploit shown that no matter what faces him, even if he's put in damage, he will push through to make sure passengers are brought home safely. Edward deserved that respect, and if there's one thing I love from Seasons 3 to 5 onwards, he got that respect. They stuck to that arc just brilliantly. There's not much I can say because everyone else has summed up what Edward's exploit is as a fantastic episode, and I'm on the majority of that. Next up is Ghost Train, and again, it's joining the favourites episodes. I will say Edward's exploit and Ghost Train are also in my top 5 for favourite Season 2 episodes. Because, Ghost Train, I love the start of it's more the atmosphere and the music for this one. Like, Ghost Train just has a typical story. Percy just plays a trick on Thomas. That's about it. But no, the team decided to make this set very ghostly and very haunted like, and they pulled it off brilliantly. And then Mike O'Donnell's music for this one, wow. Like, those blends together really made Ghost Train one of the most fantastic episodes ever. Fantastic that Ghost Train is. That's all I can say about it. It definitely wins for my favourite spooky episodes as well. Solely for the music and atmosphere. Favourite ghost story rides within the story, I would say that would go to Duncan Gets Spooked, but Ghost Train for music and atmosphere definitely takes my win for it. Right, 2 more episodes now. Woolly Bear, I'm actually going to put this, it's between great and good. I'm going to put this in good, actually. Like, I love it. Like, it's just the aftermath of Thomas and Percy's, like, fiasco with Percy being a ghost, but the only thing I would not like about this one is it doesn't really close Percy's arc, I feel like. Like, he had a big arc, like, standing up to everyone, and then he got a major change, like, into Thomas's branch line. I feel like this is why I'm going to bring back Percy Takes the Plunge. It should have been swapped out with Percy's Promise. Have Woolly Bear be after Ghost Train, but then after Woolly Bear, well, between Woolly Bear and Thomas and the Missing Christmas Tree, have Percy's Promise there and close his arc there, similar to how you did it with Edward. Like, yeah, I think that would have worked better, but for what we got, Percy Woolly Bear is really, really good. Then we got Thomas and the Missing Christmas Tree. That's gonna be put in great. Like, it's your typical ending Christmas episode season ending, but it's a really great one and a funny one. Like, Thomas getting lost, and then you're sending off Donald and Douglas to go and hunt for them. It's fun, and then everyone at the end, well, barring Daisy, like, really feels like a good finale to Season 2. Really, 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 really great. And that's Season 2. Like, looking at the list now, I can definitely see, like, some stories may have just been ones you don't care about, but they're not bad. And yeah, I think Season 2 does have its issues. Like, I love how innovative it is. Like, it weaves through multiple storybooks to make one arc. I love all the new characters in this. I love the plot arcs in this one. But my only issue with this is like some stories were just a bit and just a few like Thomas Percy Nicole and Percy's Takes a Plunge did feel a bit out of place. Like, and yeah, but other than that, season 2 is a really, really great season. I do really, really love it. Definitely one of my favorite pieces of Thomas media out there, despite its issues. I don't know if I would now, looking back, would say maybe my favorite. I might say that might go to season 5 or 6, maybe 5 or 6. I don't know. We'll see how I get on with the Thomas tier ranks. But you know what? No matter what, season 2 will always have a place in my heart. I adore it so much. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed this episode because I was a bit more critical in this one. Well, not drastically critical. So let's see what happens when I rank season 3. And with that, this is Blue Engine signing off, and goodbye.